My husband had throat surgery 20 days ago. He is incapable of talking and uses texting to let me know if he needs anything. His mom comes over to help, though he can't stay home by himself. He kept asking me to do things for him, which was fine since he's still in recovery, but we agreed that when I'm out working, he shouldn't be asking me to do anything since I'm away and busy. He agreed but kept texting me requests nonstop, which was distracting. I reminded him he could ask his mom for help when I'm working, and he agreed again. But yesterday, he texted me in the middle of work wanting me to come home and fix the TV controller that got stuck because he was watching a TV show and wanted me to come fix it right then. I said I had work, but he kept bugging me with text until I texted him that I was working and wouldn't be able to come and fix the TV controller for him right then, and he should either wait till later or take care of it himself since it wasn't urgent. I returned home later but couldn't find my key to the door, so I rang the door. Then I texted my husband telling him to open the door for me. He texted back that he was sleeping and won't be able to open the door for me right then, and I should either wait till later or take care of it myself since it wasn't urgent. He used quotes, so it dawns on me that those were the exact same words I texted him earlier when he insisted I come home and fix the TV controller. I angrily texted him to quit messing around and open the door, but he sent another text with the words, "Do not disturb," then turned his phone off. I was furious and frustrated. I called mother-in-law, and she brought her copy of the key. I had to wait for an hour outside, hungry and tired. I went straight into the bedroom and blew up at him for keeping me out and refusing to open the door to get back at me for refusing to drop everything and fix his TV controller. He was sleeping, so my screaming woke him up, and he looked stunned. He grabbed his phone wanting to argue back by texting, but I told him to save it because he was frankly a user and petty to keep me out of my own home when he could have opened the door an hour ago. Mother-in-law tried to calm me down while he kept staring at me like an idiot. I'm not sure why, but his eyes were red. He then texted me, saying he was hurt by how I treated him when he was in pain and suffering, and that I didn't care about his health and was only busy making him feel guilty for making a simple request that he can't do due to his poor health. Mother-in-law said I went too hard on him, and he's only acted out like that because he was feeling strained and incapable of handling certain tasks on his own. She said it'd be cool to apologize for blowing up, but I said no. His dad said this was on me. I shouldn't have left my sick husband home alone. Not the idiot. In no way whatsoever was his stuck controller an emergency, and I would expect anyone over the age of 6 to know that. Unless the surgeon accidentally stitched a piano to his butt, there is no reason he couldn't have fixed the controller himself and opened the door for you. Locking you out was petty and childish, and he sure seemed to be feeling good enough to have a hissy fit. His behavior is pathetic, and if I were his mother, I'd be embarrassed. Yeah, the minute I got into that house, I would have packed him a bag. He can go with his mommy, since he wants to be waited on hands and foot. Your throat was worked on, not your legs or your brain or your arms. You're telling me you can't figure out how to fix a TV remote? You need someone else to come do it for you? It doesn't make any sense. He's a child and petty. Locking someone out for an hour is gross. Not the idiot, and his parents are enablers to this behavior. I don't see how throat surgery inhibits him from opening the front door. And I certainly don't see how you not dropping everything to rush home for him to watch a TV show is a problem either. Since he is recovering, and I'm assuming this is in the US, you are likely the breadwinner at the moment, and he's on unpaid medical leave. So you leaving work is literally financially irresponsible. Take the advice in the other comments and either seek immediate counseling or divorce. If his parents are so concerned, then they can take care of their sick baby boy. So I, nearly adult male, feel like I've never had a real birthday present for my parents. I have 2 brothers. One is 2 years younger than me, and the other is 10 years younger. So I always get the expensive gift that ends up being for the whole family. When I was 10, I got a yogurt maker. Yeah, to make yogurt. What kind of kid asked for this? I never used it, but my father used it to do yogurt for himself that he would not share with us. Next year, I got a tent. We never did camping. My parents are too busy for this. But it turned out that my brother wanted a tent and asked my parents for one months before. So again, my brother got to use it. Then I had a bicycle, but it was too small for me, so they gave it to my brother. and they pretend that's because he goes out more than I do. They said that my B-Day is the only one in the family in summer, so that's why they bought it then. Next year I got a Nintendo Wii, but I need to share it with my brothers, and they were always on it, so I barely played on it before they broke it. My parents let them play all day because since I was older, I could wait before playing it while they couldn't, and it was a family console. My brother had a 3DS that year, so he had his own console. He was the only one authorized to play on it, while I got the one that needed to be shared. The following year I got a Swing, but once again it was for my brothers because I was supposedly too heavy to use it. Then I got tickets to a concert for musicians that I don't listen to, but my parents love. So we went together, and they had the time of their life. Following year, they had to replace the family computer. And last year, I had a Nintendo Switch, which once again had been broken by my brothers. I never asked for all these gifts. I wanted a guitar for years, which is not more expensive than a Switch, and always had it declined. So I tried to save money to get it by myself. Now I'm giving hints that I don't like what they gave me, but don't actually complain or ask them for a personal gift next time, and told them what I wanted for my next birthday. I mentioned that it was unfair that my brothers always get what they want when I'm the practical option for my parents to have what they want. They yelled at me that I was a spoiled brat, should not ask for things, and was not nice to my brothers. Then they sent me to my room, which is embarrassing since I'm almost 18, and they won't talk to me. It's not that I don't like sharing things, but I feel like I've never had a real personal gift for my parents. I think that if they needed to replace the washer, they would do it on my birthday. I was never abused, not physically, but I still fear my father, so I might be overreacting. Am I the idiot for being spoiled, childish, and selfish? Not the idiot. This not only reeks of favoritism towards your brothers, but your parents use your birthday to help themselves too. Keep saving up for your guitar, because they aren't going to get it for you. More than that, save up to move out if you can. They're just going to keep making you sacrifice for everyone else. I'm sorry, OP. There are no magic words you can use to make your parents be decent parents, or indeed decent human beings. This has nothing to do with who you are. It's them. You will never get a gift from them because they do not want to give you anything. Go out and find your true family. Leave the bio fam behind as soon as you can. Make a plan, secure resources, and walk away without a backward glance, nor a twinge of guilt. You owe them nothing, which is painful but frees you from any obligation. Not the idiot. This honestly breaks my heart. Your parents sound emotionally neglectful. Sure, not every kid is blessed to get presents for their birthday or another holiday. Still, your parents are actively using your birthday as an excuse to provide gifts for themselves or for your brothers, which I'm sure also is a gift for themselves in a way, because it serves to distract your brothers. These gifts aren't for you, and you're being manipulated into feeling grateful when it's justifiable to feel a little hurt. Let them know that you would prefer birthday money this year so that you can add to what you've saved to buy yourself the item you want. I'm the middle child of 3 siblings. There's my sister, 19, who is blind, me, 22 male, and my brother, 25. My brother got arrested when he was 18 and tried to pin the blame on me. It was a huge mess, and I decided to drop all contact with him. My sister and I are close, and she's very self-sufficient. However, my parents still treat her like a child. I told her that I would get a townhouse or condo, and she could live with me when she wanted. My brother will get released later this year, and I just started an incredible full-time career. I just moved into a townhouse this past weekend. There are 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. My sister isn't ready to move in yet, as she wants to finish up school. My brother has a girlfriend that he's been seeing before he got arrested. They have a kid together as well. The girlfriend and kid do not spend any time with the family. The only time girlfriend reaches out is for money. She reached out to me about having any space available, as their rent was increased and she was having trouble paying it on time. I told her that I did have a room open, but was saving it for my sister. She went berserk and claimed she had a right to the bedroom just as much as my sister did. I told her that she didn't, since I already gave my sister permission to move in. She called me an idiot and threw a few more insults at me. Finally, my parents reached out and told me to think about letting his girlfriend and kid move in. They also think having my sister live with me isn't a good idea as she needs a ton of help. I told them that I wasn't changing my mind and sister could decide where she wanted to go. Am I the idiot for not letting my brother's girlfriend move in with me? Not the idiot. This person may be the mother of your nibbling, but you have no legal obligation to her. She sounds massively entitled. It would be a huge mistake to let her move in anyway, because it would be tough to get her to leave. It sounds like your parents are very invested in keeping your sister dependent on them. Good for you for giving her a place to start her adult life. Definitely not the idiot. His girlfriend is not entitled to anything, especially not a room in your house. Even with him being your brother, the fact that he tried to pin his arrest blame on you is enough reason, and that his girlfriend is insulting you for you giving her a completely valid reason not to give her the room, absolutely not. Nope, not the idiot. She sounds just as toxic as your brother, plus entitled. Don't let that in at all, not even to visit. If you let her in somehow, she will live there rent-free and have you supplying everything needed and watching the kid when you're not working. Plus, your brother will start living there rent-free and running your house as if he owns it. And the next thing you know, they're trying to kick you out because they're a growing family and need privacy and want to have space. So you're in the way. In the house you pay for, while they leech off you and still want you to supply the living necessities and mortgage at your expense. Cut contact and good luck. I, 25 female, love cooking and having people coming over to eat my meals. However, there's one dish that's always resisted me: sushi. I could never get it right. And I don't mean right like crappy supermarket sushi. I mean restaurant level. So this summer, I finally got it and invited family over to a sushi party. Most of my family never tried sushi before, so I asked them to try it, and I'd make other Japanese food too. Almost everyone agreed and was eager to try. Cousin, female 25, doesn't eat fish, and sister-in-law 27 doesn't like anything but pizza, meat, and fries. So I told my cousin I'd include fish-free sushi and other options, and sister-in-law I'd make meat dishes too. They insisted on just having pizza or barbecue or something else. I told them sorry, but the reason for the family dinner was to try my sushi. We could make something different next time. They suggested bringing fries or other non-themed food themselves, and I politely said no, it would be all food made by me. I made a huge platter of sushi with and without fish, 3 types of okonomiyaki stuffed pancakes, edamame, salted soybeans, marinated eggplant, and chicken and teriyaki sauce. They all knew the menu in advance. It was a success. Some people didn't like some dishes, but that was okay. However, sister-in-law and cousin kept complaining. Sister-in-law kept cleaning the teriyaki sauce from the chicken and complaining that couldn't I have at least made some fries? Cousin said that she couldn't stand the smell of raw fish, didn't smell at all, and that the nori tasted like fish. There were nori-free options. I ignored them till my cousin made a joke about all of us getting anisakis, and sister-in-law following along, telling us to eat more wasabi to kill the worm. I snapped at them and asked them why they agreed to come. They knew the menu, and I had been cooking the whole day and prepping the day before. Mom and brother told me to take it easy. Uncle backed me up and said, eat what they like and leave the rest. They were complaining till I had enough and went and cried out of anger. My boyfriend came with me, and we returned to clean when they all had left. Mom, brother, and aunt think I overreacted. Uncle and boyfriend think they were rude. My dad thinks I should have hidden wasabi in their food to keep them busy drinking water. Am I the idiot? Going to a sushi party and expecting pizza and fries is like going to Taco Bell and getting a Big Mac, and then complaining to Taco Bell like they scammed you for going to the wrong place. You are not the idiot, and your dad sounds super fun. Your dad sounds like the kind of guy who will do that if you leave him unattended for like 5 minutes. Your mother and brother are wrong. Your cousin and sister-in-law are just 2 big idiots with no brains and very childish taste palettes. If they didn't like it, they should have said so. Instead, they just like to complain and bring you down because you wouldn't cater to their needs. Also, congrats on getting it right. Sushi isn't easy to make, and it sounds like you had a fantastic menu you indeed find in restaurants. Don't let them pull you down. Next time they cater a food party, behave like them and show them how unrespectful and over-entitled they are for behaving like absolute brats. Not the idiot. Cousin and sister-in-law don't have what my mother calls home training. They're misbehaved. I'm sorry it got you so upset that you cried, but it most definitely wasn't your fault. Some people don't have manners or common decency. Next time, make a nice pizza, barbecue, and homemade fries. Then send an invitation to everyone except sister-in-law and cousin. Add a note. Since cousin and sister-in-law cannot behave, they're not invited this time. I'm not really a photographer. I'm a dog groomer. I take lots of photos of dogs all day to put on my Facebook and Instagram. It's my thing, if that makes sense. A cut and a photo with every appointment. I very seldom shoot things other than dogs, even if I have a nice setup. A friend got married a few days ago, and wanting to save money, asked if I'd shoot it for them. I told him it's not my forte, but he convinced me by saying he didn't care if they were perfect. They were on a shoestring budget, and I agreed to shoot it for $250, which is nothing for a 10-hour event. On the day of, I'm driving around following the bride as she goes from appointment to appointment before the ceremony, taking photos along the way. I shoot the ceremony itself, and during the reception, I'm shooting speeches and people mingling. I started around 11 a.m. and was due to finish around 7:30 p.m. Around 5, food was being served, and I was told I could not stop to eat because I needed to be a photographer. In fact, they didn't save me a spot at any table. I'm getting tired, and at this point, kind of regretting doing this for next to nothing. It's also unbelievably hot. The venue is in an old Veterans Legion, and it's like 110 Fahrenheit, and there's no AC. I told the groom I needed to take off for 20 minutes to get something to eat and drink. There's no open bar or anything. I can't even get water, and my 2 water bottles are long empty. He tells me I need to either be a photographer or leave without pay. With the heat, being hungry, being generally annoyed at the circumstances, I asked if he was sure, and he said yes. So I deleted all the photos I took in front of him and took off saying I'm not his photographer anymore. If I were to be paid $250, honestly, at that point, I would have paid $250 just for a glass of cold water and somewhere to sit for 5 minutes. Was I the idiot? They went right on to their honeymoon, and they've all been off social media, but a lot of people have been posting on their wall asking about photos with 0 responses. Not the idiot. That sounds horrible. I understand making rash decisions like this and then regret them, but in my opinion, that was not an idiot move. Nobody who gives ultimatums can then fault people for choosing one of the 2 options presented. Like, what kind of logic is that? Groom. OP, you either choose 1 or 2. OP, I choose 2. Groom, shocked Pikachu. Not the idiot. Like they seriously expected her to work 8.5 hours without food, with little water and no break? Well, let's be honest. She was doing this as a favor and not because of the money. How did they think this would go? OP should tell her side before they come back. Instead, they're going to spin this to make OP sound evil. Not the idiot. They took you off the guest list for this, without mentioning it to you in advance. You went in with the expectation of $250 to take high-quality pictures, while also being a guest at their event, including a place to sit, eat, and drink. And realistically, you did nothing but follow the groom's suggestions. Either continue being a photographer or forfeit your $250. What did the groom think that entailed? He would get all that work for free? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I would seriously reconsider this friendship.